for Sunjo. Now, this is a tool you may not already have, because a lot of times when we think of tillers, we think of super heavy, gas powered, or with a cord. Sunjo was like, no, we want you to be able to till and weed your soil, but we want you to do it quickly, easily, with a cord-free, super lightweight 2-in-1 tool. So this is the 2-in-1 handheld, you can use it handheld or with the long handle tiller cultivator. Originally $194, now it's $139.99. For easy payments of $35, this allows you precise and controlled weeding and tilling, because digging in the dirt is a necessary part of maintaining healthy soil. Getting those nutrients churned up, this is the way to do that quickly and easily and powerfully. Now here's the great part. The value is unbelievable. Sunjo, you know, brings us all kinds of amazing products that make quick work of any task. Sometimes on QVC.com, the battery alone is around $60. Today, you're getting that battery, you're getting the charger, and the tool for $139.99. 4 easy payments of $35. This is M94539. Sean Pickford joins us, who brings us all the cool Sunjo products. Hey, Sean, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you this evening?
I am doing just great. This is so cool to me.
Yeah, it really is, because it serves two purposes, like you said, 2-in-1. So you and I right now have it in the long-handled form. Okay, so this is so we can stand up some more tilling, so when I need to go down and work in the garden, I can do that. But what happens when you have raised plants and raised flower beds and stuff like that? Well, me trying to hold this up here and reach up top to get to the controls doesn't quite work. So we made this so that it's basically convertible, and it's really easy to do. You lift this piece out here, you pull this out here, all right? So this is your tilling hand. I'm gonna sit that there. Same thing here, you lift this handle here, you pinch these little pieces in here. It's just a plug and play pole. That's all this is. It's a plug and play pole, so I'll set that aside. And now I'm gonna just take this, and again, I plug it in, lock it into place. Now I can till. Now I can reach the potted plant.
Isn't that cool?
And this one's up a little higher than you would probably have it, but I just wanted to show you that it does that. Notice, when I'm tilling inside the plant too, I'm not shooting the dirt all over the place. That's one of the great things about it, because if you have this on your deck or your patio or steps and stuff like that, you want to churn up the soil so you can plant your flowers and your plants, or maybe you do your vegetables in here, whatever it might be, but you don't want the dirt all over the place. And that's the way I love the way that this guy works. So you can see how those blades work. Think of it as a mixer in your kitchen, okay? That's kind of how they work. They go back and forth, and they knead the soil like you knead the bread dough, okay? So this allows you to work the soil, and we do that for several reasons. First of all, your soil, after being, you know, pretty much dormant all winter long, all the nutrients want to go down into the soil. We want to bring them back up to the surface, because that's what your flowers, your plants, and your vegetables need. The other thing this is awesome for is, a lot of you looked at it and said, well, I have mulch. It doesn't look as good as it did last year, but I really don't need more. How can I refresh my mulch and make it look good? Use this for the mulch to turn it all over and make it look good. And the third one is weeding. Let's face it, I can get down on my hands and knees and start weeding, but you know, later when it's time to get back up and all, it's not so easy. This does an awesome job with weeding. Because of the small and compact design, I can get between the tomato plants, the pepper plants, the zucchini, whatever it is, and get rid of those weeds, because they're stealing the nutrients from your plants. You want to have a better garden? Get yourself a Sunjo tiller. It really does make a difference.
Sean, those are such great ideas, because I think all of us make those investments of like bringing home that ton of mulch that you move yourself, and then the next season you're like, why is it gray? This allows you to, you know, stir that dirt back up, get those nutrients back to the surface again. And I want to tell everyone right now, if you're thinking, ooh, Chelsea, I feel a little intimidated by working a tiller myself, because you're envisioning those tillers that like you grew up with, that were heavy and noisy and a little scary. This is so lightweight, Sean. It's so easy to use, and I wanted to show everyone the screen. There's no like, I don't know what the right word is, like kickback. You know, like when you use something that's like, you don't feel like that, because it's not, it's like super easy to use and lightweight. It's not scary. So if you feel intimidated, just know that if I am doing it right here in my sensible cotton blazer, I know you can do this at home as well.
Yeah, and we made it that way too
Yeah.
because we know what the ones are like where you have to hold on because the garden tiller is going to run
Right.
across the lawn on
Yes,
you,
escape.
or you have to watch that cord because last thing you want to do is get the
Oh
cord tangled up in
gosh.
the time.
Yes.
So some of your best vacuum cleaners, some of your best cars are battery powered. So same thing here. We have lithium ion batteries. And again, it allows you to go down in there, allows you to churn up the soil, break everything up
Yeah.
after the harsh winter. It also will dig a nice big hole for you so you can make it nice and round if you want. We also weighted it so the weight is on the head of the unit here. We
Yeah.
didn't want it up top where the battery is. We want it down here so it actually does the digging for you. So
Right.
that way you don't have to press down on anything. So that's one of the other reasons we look at everything and we say, all right, how do we do it? Now, I've had mine for over a year. Mine's a little dirty because I just used it, but when
Right.
I'm done, I hose this off when I'm done.
Oh,
And
cool.
then I put it back in the shed. I'm going to go out tomorrow, spend some time in the yard. There's a couple of patches where I need to put down some grass seed.
Yeah.
So I'm going to break this up first with my tiller, then put down my grass seed.
Right.
Because if I don't churn up the soil and just throw the seed on top, it's never going to germinate. So this is just a better way to do things. There's also a 4-year warranty on
Wow.
this. Nobody does that in this
Right.
industry.
I'm so glad you mentioned that, Sean, because that's what's so special about shopping at QVC and especially shopping with Sunjoe, that you're bringing home tools that are going to last, that are going to become essentials in your yearly maintenance of your outdoor spaces. I love that you're showing us, Sean, in a pot, because, you know, sometimes when we think tillers, we think, okay, well, I don't have like a garden that's an acre. I don't need to like do that. But think about your potted plants, your container gardening that you want
that's big.
you want to be able to churn up that dirt that is compressed over the winter and rain. You want to get those nutrients flowing. You want to protect your investment of the plants that you're shopping for and give them the best start possible and the healthiest dirt. This is the way you do it.
It really does, because otherwise you'd be out there with a shovel trying to turn it over. Then you'd be out there with the steel rake trying to break it up. And then, all right, comes to planting, you need a smaller shovel. So there's 3 tools right there that this will replace and does a better job because it does all the work.
Yes.
You just guide it and hold it in place. And that's one of the best things about it. Again, you just hit that button there and watch. You see those times?
Yes.
They go back and forth. They turn everything up. Again, when you're done, you can go ahead and you hose that off. The other great thing is, too, is we put safety features in all our Joe products, especially if there's power. I just press the button. This guy won't start. Safety switch, press the button, and then it works. So I can release the safety switch after I get it going. We also give you an indicator on the battery. So there's never any guesswork as to how much time or how much runtime do I have or juice left on my battery. Those 3 dots there means I have all full power. In this case, you're going to get about 30 continuous minutes of runtime on a single charge. And you can choose that. You can charge that battery up over and over again. And if you have another Joe product where it says 24V on the battery, these things are all interchangeable. So maybe you have a snowblower, or maybe you have one of our air compressors.
Yes.
All the batteries work on all the tools.
Isn't that incredible? And I'm so happy you mentioned that about the batteries, Sean, because when I was researching this tool, I was like, wait a second. We sell these batteries, and sometimes they're around $60 on QVC.com. You're getting the battery, you're getting the charger, which again, those batteries are interchangeable with all your other Joe products as long as it's 24 Vs. This is the tool, the battery, the charger for $139.99. 4 easy payments of $35. You're also getting reduced shipping and handling. Normally it was just about $13.22. Now it's $9.50. Another great way to save some money. But I think this is so great too, Sean, because like digging in the dirt is difficult, especially like in Pennsylvania. Our backyard is hard packed. We're trying to get through it. This is the way to get in there, get those nutrients up to where our plants can utilize them. And it really is like an egg beater for the soil. Talk to me about why tilling is so, so important.
Well, because again, you're breaking up the soil so you can make it easier to plant. You're also bringing the nutrients back up to the surface for your plant. Helps you get rid of the weeds, all right? Helps you turn over the mulch, because maybe you don't need to buy the mulch again this year. You just need to refresh it. And I love that you can basically convert it from the long handle that we have here down to a shorter version. Because let's face it, when you start doing container gardens, and I just started doing container gardens last year, because I'm like, you know what, do I really want to put a big garden in? I'm like, wait a second, I got a lot of rabbits where I am here. If I put them in a container up off the ground, the rabbits can't get to my tomato plants. So, there's a lot of different ways you can do it. And this just makes it easier. And being able to just, like I said, plug and play to take the longer extension handle out of the center and then just plug this guy back in, click it into place. Now I can go ahead and fill. And even though this is up really high, you can see I can still do the job at the comfortable position. Your handle can move back and forth. So whether I'm standing up, I'm 6 feet tall. So when I'm standing up, I'm not leaning over with the tiller.
No.
I'm also not fighting that tiller that's going to run away from me.
Exactly.
I never have to worry about the gas or the oil when I come to store at wintertime. So there's another thing. Maybe you live in an apartment complex, like you said, and you have a little garden section out back. Well, where are you going to put something with gas and oil in the apartment complex?
Yes.
You're not. This, you rinse it off and put it in a coat closet because there's no gas, there's no oil, no fumes, nothing to worry about.
And that's what we love about Sunjo. You make the jobs we have to do quick, easy, and dare I say it, a little bit fun, because there's something really satisfying about using this as well. It only weighs 6 pounds. Clearance price today, $139.99. 4 easy payments of $35 today. You're getting the battery, the charger, and that Sunjo handheld or the long-handled tiller, 2-in-1 tiller cultivator. Sean, it is always so fun to see you. Thank you for spending time. Have fun in the dirt there.
I will. You have a good evening.
All right, you too, my dear. Thank you for